Hey there, gorgeous souls. My name is Emma Muir. I'm a leadership coach and I work with leaders, business owners, entrepreneurs to help bring balance back into their lives, work and play, all that kind of stuff, to alleviate stress through EQ, mindset, connection, and communication. And today is a solo podcast, a conversation with moi. So let's get into it. I want to talk to you about mindset. I mean, there are so many things that go into creating an amazing mindset and creating a mindset that's really solid for you, that you have an ability to have a solid foundation of choices, and that you can feel really balanced within and confident and calm, right? There are a shit ton of ways to do this, of factors that go into it. There are so many. There's not one way to create a really amazing mindset in your life. And particularly when you are at work, because there are times when you're going to need to push through it. Well, you know what? Let's call it out. In any part of your life, when you're making a significant change, you're going to have to become laser focused on a couple of things. So, like I said, there's huge amounts of factors. This is a short, sharp podcast, just really to speak to two of them. The first one is mental awareness, like actually knowing what's going on in your brain. What the fuck does that mean? What it means is, what thoughts are going on in your head? Are you actually aware of the bullshit that's going on in that brain of yours at the time that you're trying to do something and there's a stop? And I'll give you an example of what I'm doing at the moment. I have gotten back into running, and previously when I've gotten into running before, I have stopped, like it's a stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. At no time did my body particularly feel good. My brain was all over the place. And when I look back now, I recognize that my mindset wasn't particularly fantastic. Yeah. Not only was I focusing on the negative, but I had no fucking idea of what was going on in my brain. Like, not a clue about what was going on. So why is running so different to me now? Because I understand the mindset that's involved. I'm aware of what's going on in my brain, and it's so subtle. I'm running along and I'll suddenly hear the word stop. And normally what has happened in the past, is that I'll hear that word stop and immediately my brain will start to look for a place in my body that gives me a reason to stop. But now with mental awareness, now with a mindset around it and the ability to know what's going on in this very amazing brain of mine, is this. I'll start to say, why do I stop? There's a little pathway that I've created that questions that response, that questions that reaction. What's going on? Let's just check in with my body while I'm doing this. Like, how am I feeling? What's going on? No, I'm okay. Okay, I'm a little sore in a few parts because I'm not used to running, and your body is going to have to change into that. It's going to have some resistance. It's going to have some struggles. Exactly what's happening in my brain. And this is what happens to us within challenging conversations, within changes within our work, within the way we want to improve and move ourselves forward and create a significant impact in the work that we're doing. Take ourselves to a different level. Our brain is going to be wired to want and to need certain things. But you've decided to make changes. You've decided to go to your team, to lead in a different way, to create something new in your business. As an entrepreneur and a business owner and a leader, you're doing this all the time. And quite often when we get resistance, you're going to have a mindset that responds and reacts to it in the way that you do. And I could go over it a heap of ways that you respond. Some can be super resistant, some can be argumentative, combative, some can be really super agreeable, trying to take on everyone's opinion and mesh them all together like this is the way to do it. And then there are those that have got a really self-aware mindset. They know what's going on in their brain. So when a thought goes off, when they've got resistance from the outside in, when a thought goes off that says, like I do in running, stop, there'll be another part of them that says, why do we need to? And you'll have the ability to ask a question because your mindset is around growth. You have a strong mindset. Your mindset is about questioning. Your mindset is about where you're placing your attention. Are you placing it on the subconscious and unconscious mind? Are you letting it run the show? Are you doing it without the the awareness and being awake to the thoughts that are going on in your head? Because your brain will run the show. I'm going to say and call it out, not successfully at all. If you can look back in any change in your life where you literally gave up, where you said, fuck it, this is too hard, I don't want to do it, it's not for me, like I did with running. And I actually really enjoy running. I've got to say, I really do enjoy it. It's hard work, it's fucking hard work, but I actually really love it, right? Still have to go into it with a really strong mindset. Have to go into it with a really aware mindset. So think about that. Think about times when you have given up on something. Could have been messaging from the outside that gave you resistance, that leaned against it, and you didn't have the pushback mentally. It's exactly like nourishing your body. Now, if you own a business, are in leadership, entrepreneurship, you need to know how to nourish your body. Because if you don't have physical health, I guarantee you your mental health is not going to be fantastic either. You have to know how to nourish your body. And nourishing your body, it's a mental game. It is a mindset. It's about where you're placing your attention. Yeah. So where are you placing your attention in change, in reaching goals, in nourishing your body, in leading people, in creating new and innovative ideas that will help your business to grow? How is your mindset? Now, if you don't have the awareness to know what is going on in that mind of yours, I can absolutely tell you without question that growth is not going to be your friend. No. That helping your teams grow is not going to be your friend either. You have to have self-awareness of what's going on in your head. You have to be fully aware, and I know I keep repeating this, but it's the simple things like, what is the thought that goes off in your mind when your feet hit the floor for the first time in the morning? What are the thoughts when you're laying your head down at night? Yeah, what's going on there? Because if you don't know those things, your brain's running a program. It's running things on autopilot. It's running it on your unconscious and subconscious levels of your mind. And I promise you that's a really dangerous place to live from, because you're not going to be aware of what's going on around you fully. And there'll be old programming in there that says, I can't run like I did. I can't run. And I've said it for a long time. Oh, running's not my friend. I don't like running. But at the start of the year, I thought, actually, look, you know what? Running keeps coming up in my brain, so I'm going to go give it a go. And I took my time. I started slowly. I started to see what was going on in my mind, became really aware. Yeah? And look, being a Taurian, whether, star signs or not, bull at a gate, we just fucking go for it and we go for stuff, right? So, it was actually challenging for me to just commit to it, but also take it slowly and to do it slowly as well. And I'm telling you this because that's what it takes for a really strong mindset. It takes taking your time to get mental awareness about what's going on in your mind. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to be looking for people to be telling you what your next step is. Here's the next fad of self-development. Here's the next diet. Here's the next leadership hook. Here it is, here it is, here it is. Go do it. That's actually not what I do working with leaders and business owners and entrepreneurs. When I'm working with clients, I don't do that. I want you to get to a point where your mental awareness, where your mindset is so incredibly rock solid that what goes on the outside of you is a secondary. You're not reacting to it anymore. You don't have as much interest in what's going on the outside of you. It doesn't mean you don't give a shit about it. You actually care more and are able to respond better. But the first place that you're responding to is what the fuck is going on in your head. Yeah? Your major attention is on what is going on in your mind. Yeah? So let's get to the next part of this. Right? So that's mental awareness. That's really what it takes. It takes time. It takes attention, which means it takes your energy and focus. And quite often, they're the things that we're least willing to give. We want the quick fix. We want to tune in. We want to listen to someone. We want to go to a workshop. And we want the right now factor. Yeah? And believe you me, I've absolutely been there. I've 100% been there. And I've been to so much over my lifetime, over the past over 20 years in my own personal development and getting into coaching and working with clients. I know how much we want the quick fix because change takes effort. And it's not where we give our joy to the effort. We give, the fuck, this is hard work. Oh my God, this is shit. Oh, like, this is terrible. That's what we give to the effort. Like, when is it over? When do I get to the end? When do I get that hit, right? We're looking for the dopamine. We're looking for the sugar hit. So we want it done quickly. But it's not sustainable. It's not going to last, and you'll revert. Absolutely. So I've been there over my 20 years and I've uncovered and discovered what works really well for me. And I also understand really deeply how to get you to that point where you can make those choices and understand what works best for you. And I'm not saying that going to a workshop or hitting up a master, I run them as well, the one-offs. I'm not saying any of that's not fabulous and you will absolutely get something out of those. However, they're not your be-all and end-all answer. You've got to do the internal work. So let's talk about the time factor for change. Yeah? With mindset, it does take 90 full days for you to have a full change in your being when you're making a change to a habit. So let's talk about the first 30 days though, because the first 30 days is about mindset. And this is about where you've got to really focus your mental attention. Don't get me wrong, even at the end of the 90 days, there's still going to be a need for you to have a focused attention around it. Yeah? You still, if anything, I learned that for me, I put in a year. If I'm going to commit to something that's a physical change or an emotion, whatever it is, I would normally give myself 6 months to a year of committing to that practice so that I can really get a feel for it and I really know that it's ingrained into me and know that it's right. I don't do fads and I don't encourage you to do them either. They don't work. They're a sugar fix. They're a little candy hit. So the first 30 days is about mindset. And what I mean by that is you are going to have to give your 100% focused attention to this change that you want to make. And not just in the moment that you're doing it, in the moment that you're giving effort to it. Like with me for running, honestly, I'd love to be able to just get up and go and whatever, but it doesn't. It takes me a little bit longer. It's taken me just a little bit to get myself up. I do have other practices of meditation, setting intentions for the day, and then I'll go out and do some exercise. However, it still can take me 5 minutes to fluff around and, get my shoes on and get out the door. I can find something to distract me with 100%. Because I know at the moment I'm still in my first 30 days and it's a mental game. I'm in my mindset. So I've got to give it focused attention. I have to actually have some structure around when and create the time for this. It's not an automatic for me. It's not like, oh yeah, let's go for a run. I want to do that. It's okay, and we're going for a run. We're doing this. And this is the time that I'm committing to doing it. And that's what it takes. Yeah? Mindset takes focused attention. Over time, that's going to get super easy, and it'll just be an automatic, organic, natural thing for me to say, hey, I'm going to go for a run. I'm not there yet. I'm far from being there yet. Yeah? So just remember, when you're making any kind of change, whether it is in a leadership role at work, whether you're bringing in, you have to know this at work and in business. When you're bringing in a change, it's not just like, here's the change, off we go, I've explained it to you, do it. Know that every single person within your business, every single person you're leading is in the first 30 days of mindset, of having to change the neural pathways in their brain to make unconscious habits conscious so that they can actually continue the change that you're asking them to make. It's no different from being in your business. It's no different from any part of your life. If you're in leadership, you have to know that first 30 days is integral for you to give your focused attention on helping people get the right mindset around the change that you're wanting them to make, about the newness that you're bringing in, where you're leading them to. And obviously there are many other factors to that, but know as a leader and a business owner that first 30 days, even someone coming back from holidays, I'm telling you this, right? Someone coming back from holidays, it's going to take them 30 days to get in the mindset of being at work again. Guarantee you. So you need to be leading them, to bolstering them up, to, encouraging them to, hey, great to see you at work, right? That's what it takes. Someone goes on a couple of weeks holidays and they don't just step back into it. It's no different for you as well. Then you have to have focused attention on, okay, this is where my mindset is. I'm at work right now and I'm doing this. Yeah? So this is a quick one today. I just wanted to share that and, drop that into you. I'd love to hear how that's landed for you. I really want to know what your thoughts are around your own mindset. I would love to connect with you around that. How can you bring this into your leadership? How can you bring this into your business? How can you bring this into your life? Knowing that you have to get aware of your thoughts. You have to know what the fuck is going on in your brain in order to make any significant change in your life. And 2, 30 days. That first 30 days is all about mindset. Whether you're leading someone or leading yourself, it is all about mindset. I'd love to connect with you further. I've got so much to offer in terms of how we can bring beautiful change into your life. Below, you're going to find some links to connect with me. There's online courses that you can go into, one particularly around communication. There's one on EQ, and then there's also one that is value-based, and that's really about connection to yourself and the outside world. So absolutely hook into those. They're amazing. If you want to connect with me further, there's a link below, a link in the details, so that you can book a time to share with me, to meet me, and to know what it'd be like to work with me, and how far unlimited we can get your life, how much freedom and truth that we can bring into your life. Thanks so much for sharing your beautiful time and energy with me. This has been Emma on Connected Conversations, a solo conversation with me today. I look forward to connecting with you further and hearing how this landed for you. Please share your thoughts and feelings and ideas about how you can bring this into your life. Please remember to be yourself. There's only one of you, and we absolutely need you. You are important and you are needed. And feel good for being it, because frankly, you're the only person that can. Bye for now. I'll see you next time on Connected Conversations. To connect with me, head to emmamuir.com. Enjoy your day, and thanks for sharing your time.